Hey there, Careblazer. Welcome back to this week's video. Today I'm talking about a topic that causes a lot of caregiver stress, and that is toileting problems. If your loved one is starting to have difficulties making it to the toilet on time, or they're starting to use the bathroom in places outside of the bathroom, maybe they're making messes in the living room, or they're using planters or trash cans to use the restroom, or maybe they're flushing things down the toilet that don't belong in the toilet. If any of this is something that you're struggling with or you anticipate struggling with and you want to get ahead of the problem, then this video is for you. Now, if you're new to Careblazers TV, welcome. I post a new video here every week on common dementia caregiver stress topics, on ways to manage difficult behaviors, and general information about dementia. So if you're interested in being notified and staying on top of new videos, make sure you hit that red subscribe button. Also, if you haven't already downloaded your free Careblazer survival guide, make sure you do that below. The link is in the description below this video. You can go ahead and grab your free copy today. All right, now let's get started. Did you know the number one reason families end up placing their loved ones in a nursing home happens to be toileting issues? It happens to be when their loved ones are starting to have difficulty controlling their bowel and bladder. Because once your loved one with dementia starts to have trouble controlling their bowel and bladder, it can feel like a lot of your time during the day is spent cleaning up after them, cleaning up in the places where maybe they made a mess, and it's literally a job that never ends. So what I want to do in this video today is to share a few ideas that you can consider if your loved one's starting to have difficulties using the toilet. I really want to encourage you to keep an open mind as I go through this list, as I go through a few of the ideas that might help you. Keep an open mind. Try them with your loved one. Even if you are sure your loved one will not take to the approach, try it anyway. You might be surprised. And even if some of these approaches you have tried in the past, you may want to consider trying again, because we know that dementia is something that progresses and gets worse with time. And because of that, things that did not work for your loved one in the past may actually start working for your loved one now. Okay. The first suggestion is to consider putting your loved one on a toileting schedule. What this means is basically putting your loved one on a routine for using the bathroom. In dementia, sometimes people wait way too long to get up and go to the restroom. And by the time they get up to go to the restroom, it's too late and they've already had the accident. Or they don't walk fast enough to get there and they've already had the accident. For some people with dementia, they may forget that they even need to go to the restroom, or they may not even be aware that, where they're at isn't a restroom, and they might just pull down their pants and go to the restroom wherever they are, even if it's in the middle of the living room. So putting your loved one on a schedule basically means that you choose the time frame. For your loved one, it might be once an hour. It might be once every hour and a half. You'll have to figure that out based on how frequent your loved one is currently having accidents. But at the time, like let's say the top of every hour that they're awake, you're saying, all right, Dad, let's go to the restroom, or it's time to go to the bathroom, or hey, follow me, let's go take care of some business. You'll have to be creative in your approach and how you talk to your loved one about it. But the whole premise here is getting them on a routine, getting them on a structure, and getting them to a restroom frequently enough that they're actually going to use the restroom rather than having accidents outside of it. In dementia, having a routine, having structure can be so helpful for so many things, and the same is true when it comes to toileting. Now, the other idea is to consider that your loved one might need more help, might need more supervision in the bathroom. Now, I know this seems like an easy thing that I'm saying, but let me explain. For some people, it doesn't cross their mind right away that their loved one might actually need extra help in the restroom. Using the bathroom is such a private experience. It's such a sensitive area, such a sensitive experience. It's something we're used to doing on our own in private for most of our lives. Same for your loved one with dementia. And if your loved one is in the mild stages and just now starting to have trouble, it sometimes doesn't cross our mind until a little too late that maybe your loved one actually needs extra help in the bathroom. You might need to go into the bathroom with your loved one and provide assistance. It might just be helping them take down their pants. It might be helping them wipe. It might be helping make sure that the toilet paper goes into the toilet and nothing else finds their way into the toilet. So if your loved one's starting to have trouble in the bathroom, if you're going into the bathroom afterwards and finding that it's all a mess, you might want to consider that it's time to help your loved one out and provide that extra help and supervision in the bathroom. Now, sometimes people with dementia just forget or can't remember or get confused about where things go or what to do. And if this is the case, you could play around with putting simple signs in the bathroom. You could easily label the trash can and say, "Depends go here," or "Briefs go here." You can lay out clean briefs or pants that would trigger them that maybe they need to change their clothes after they go to the restroom. Whatever area or struggle your loved one is having in the bathroom, whatever specific toileting issue, you might want to play around and see if putting simple signs in their eyesight, in their line of view, could be helpful in making the toileting experience easier for them and less messy for you. Now, if your loved one is putting things down the toilet that shouldn't go in the toilet, that's causing a big mess and backup and clogged issues, like maybe putting their soiled Depends down the toilet, what you may want to consider is disabling the toilet flush function temporarily. There's two pretty quick and easy ways to do this. The first way is to lift up the lid on the back water tank and just disconnect the chain and the lever so that when your loved one goes to flush the toilet, nothing happens. And so what you could do is just every so often walk by the bathroom, look in there. If only things that belong in the toilet, you could easily hook that chain right back up and flush it and then undo it again. This would be good for people who are caring for a loved one who are pretty mobile, who are still insisting on using the restroom alone, and who are getting there. Even if you're helping them sometimes get to the restroom, this is for people who have a loved one who might still get there alone sometimes. So just disabling that flush function can help prevent some tragedies from happening. There's also another simple way where you can take the water valve, which is usually on that silver tube outside of the bathroom towards the back of your toilet. If you just twist it, it stops the water function. It stops water from being able to fill and leave the toilet. So two pretty simple ways that you can easily YouTube or Google how to disable the flush function on a toilet. And that way you can make sure nothing ever gets flushed down that toilet that shouldn't be flushed. Now, I know some of these strategies that I'm talking about sound very easy, but I also know that they're very difficult to implement. And because the bathroom is one of the places where a lot of difficult dementia behaviors tend to come out, I'm going to link in the description below this video a video I did a while ago on how to make the bathroom experience, whether it's toileting or showering or bathing, how to make it as calm as possible, as soothing as possible, and how to prevent a lot of the anxiety and aggression that sometimes happens in the bathroom. So I'll be sure to link to that below because I think that would be a nice addition to this video right here. Now, I also want to drive home the point that I know the toileting mishaps and accidents are very stressful, but know that your loved one's not doing this on purpose. I don't know anybody who's purposefully playing with their feces and understanding what they're doing, or purposefully using the restroom in the middle of a store, or making messes in their own pants. This is a difficult disease that does slowly take away the most basic things that you and I take for granted every day, which is having control over a bowel and bladder and knowing how to use a toilet and bathroom the right way. So if you find yourself getting really frustrated with your loved one about this topic, just keep in mind that they really don't have control over this. I hope that some of these strategies have been helpful for you. Please leave a comment below on what specific strategy, even those that aren't included in this video, you have found very helpful in your situation. Comment below, it could be really helpful for another CarePlacer. And if you haven't already joined the CarePlacer community on Facebook, it's a closed group filled with CarePlacers who are currently caring for a loved one with dementia. That's a wonderful place to get extra tips and strategies specifically for toileting, but also a whole sorts of other ideas. So hop on over to Facebook and join over there. CarePlacer, I hope this has been helpful for you. And until next week, bye.